In Indonesia, the rain has stopped and the floodwaters have fallen, leaving the scale of the damage shockingly clear. It's almost impossible to take in for those who once lived here. Their homes swept away, villages all but destroyed, and a frantic search still underway for the missing. Yvette's parents are among them, and the wait for any news is agonising.
We tried to get to the location, but couldn't because the road was blocked and inaccessible. We could only reach the site on Friday. The house was gone, buried by a collapsed hillside.
Outside her local hospital, there is a grim search for names as the list of the dead grows longer. Exhausted rescue teams now bringing in mostly bodies. With the waters still raging and so much destruction, many of the living are having to find their own perilous way to safety. Although the country's military has been deployed to do what it can, with Indonesia's defence minister outlining the priorities.
First, clothing for all evacuees, both adults and children. Second, we'll immediately send medicine. Third, food supplies. And fourth, drinking water. To ensure faster delivery, the Army commander will arrange for the supplies to be airdropped.
But with bridges down, roads washed away and so much infrastructure gone, it won't be easy to move the quantities of aid so desperately needed. In this part of the world, the monsoon season is an annual event, but climate change is making extreme weather events more intense. This one exceptionally rare in its ferocity.
The affected population has been reaching 1.5 million. So this is a huge disaster. And also the displaced persons reaching around 500,000. We didn't predict the situation as bad as like this.
The floodings rage through neighbouring countries like Thailand and Malaysia, but also here in Sri Lanka, almost 3,000 miles away. Finding survivors now in such vast submerged areas feels almost miraculous amid a sea of grief and devastation. Rachel Younger, News at 10.
Well, Debbie's in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, for us tonight. And Debbie, what is the situation where you are?
Well, Gamal, we're in one of the worst affected suburbs of Colombo. It's very rare for the capital to be affected by extreme flooding like this. But after 4 days of heavy downpours, the Kalani River, which feeds into Colombo, burst its banks, inundating communities like this with water. I'm just standing on the very edge of the floodwater, but behind me it gets up to 6-7 feet high. Several homes and businesses have been destroyed. And it is a similar picture across much of Sri Lanka. Most of the country has been affected by extreme flooding or landslides. The death toll here has risen to 390 and there are still more than 300 people missing. Tonight in the dark, the emergency services are racing to find potentially any of those that are still unaccounted for. Thankfully, there has been a break in the rain today, but there is more forecast in the coming days. This is only the start of the rainy season here in Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan government has declared a state of emergency. They are struggling to cope with the scale of this disaster, the worst in the country's history.